me. In case you didn't know, October is not only Halloween, fun, and candy, and chaos. It is Pitbull Awareness Month. And while that is very close and dear to my heart because I have two, I wanted to take this time to not only talk about that, but you'll see me post very much on Facebook all about. You're also going to see a couple videos of this kind of stuff because it's important to bring it to light, and it's just some things I would like to share. So I want to talk about rescues and shelters. Let's get to it. So what are some pros and cons of getting an animal from a shelter? Well, let's start with the pros. Shelters have all kinds of animals, not just puppies, kittens, cats, and dogs. You can even get horses, you can get reptiles, you can get guinea pigs and hamsters too. So think about that the next time you are looking at those cute little fuzzy round balls at PetSmart or Petco, because there is homeless hamsters that need homes too. Number 2, another good thing is they come with a full medical workup. You're gonna know if that dog needs extensive dental work. Yeah, you, with your stinky breath. You're gonna know if they've had all their shots. You're gonna know if their teeth are all shaved down, which is how our nephew boy was. You're gonna know everything there is to know paper-wise about the animal. Or 3. A lot of times, if your rescue requires medication for them to be happy and healthy, the shelter will provide it for you at little to no cost at all. It may take you a trip down to the shelter every month, which is what we do with our Nucky boy, who's on 2 medications, but they want to make your relationship work. They want the dog to come home with you if it's a good fit, and they're going to do what they need to do to make that happen, and I think that's awesome. Number 4, a lot of shelters offer free training for your new pet, and another cool thing is while they've been there, they've probably already received training, because a lot of shelters work with training with the animals right away. Number 5, the fees are little to nothing compared to breeders. Some breeders charge anywhere from $500 to $1,200 just for a puppy that you don't know if they've had all their shots and everything. A lot of local businesses support the shelters in the area and are literally willing to pay the adoption fees months at a time to make sure your little guys can come home. Number 6, walking into a shelter. They are going to spend time with you. They're going to ask you questions. Do you have kids? Are you a super active person or a couch potato? Are you high maintenance? Yes. People there are literally taught how to match you appropriately because they don't want the dog coming back either. They want this to be a forever home. Number 8, you are providing a home potentially to an animal who has been wronged in life and giving them that need of human interaction and love that they deserve. Animals are innocent, and a lot of times it's not their fault that they end up there. That's another reason I think you should adopt, because they shouldn't be penalized for other humans' mistakes. Another thing that I think is really important is when you adopt from a shelter, you're not only helping that animal, but you're contributing to your community. By rescuing, you are allowing other animals who are on the streets that spot inside that shelter, that home, and potentially a chance for them to get adopted as well and have the life that they deserve. So that's really important. Bottom line is when you rescue an animal, you're going to have a special bond with that animal. Again, he's spoiled. Not the example here. You're going to have a special bond with that animal. They're going to look to you as the person that gave them a home, that rescued them from whatever life they had before, and they're going to get to grow with you. And that is something that is so special that I can't describe in words. Even when it's hard, it makes it worth it. So those are some pros. Full disclaimer before I start talking about these cons. I just can't reiterate enough that if you are not ready to adopt, don't adopt. There are many things that you can do in place of that. You can Offer donations. If you don't have money, offer your time. You can volunteer. They need people taking these shelter dogs on walks, playing with them, helping them, you know, get adapted to normal life again. There are so many things that you can do. When you make the decision to adopt, it's important to remember that it's not just rescuing an animal. It's providing a promise to that animal that you're going to do everything you can to give them the home that they deserve. That even means when they are challenging and maybe don't take to training as easily as others, or need extra help with medication and calming treats and everything else that our Nucky Boy has put us through, which I will talk about in another video. But you don't give up. Just like you don't give up on parts of your family or your children or people you love. You don't give up on them. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, even when there doesn't seem like there is, and you're in tears several nights of the week. You promised that animal that you were gonna try, and you do everything you can to keep that promise. There are some cons. Well, if you ask me, I'd say there's not, but there is some cons. One, shelter animals come from all walks of life. I don't care if this is a hamster or the 100-pound Great Dane or whatever. They come from all walks of life. This can cause animals to be very fearful of things, and the shelter doesn't always know these things because the dogs don't come in contact with things like that, or the horses haven't been around this. They don't know. For example, our August, when we brought her home, we had to make a whole list of things she was afraid of. Ooh, my off-camera hand is bringing me. This was our list with Augie. She was scared of tape. She was scared of the vacuum. What dog isn't? She was scared of hangers, boxes, loud noises, tree cutters, the kitchen broom, and unexpected sounds. And then we also marked her likes because it's important to note the things that make them comfortable and work with them and give them those as treats. Anyways, number 2. I recently saw an article where a man was complaining that shelters only have pit bulls and he wasn't comfortable owning one. While I do love pit bulls myself, I understand they aren't for everyone. Big dogs aren't for everyone. Some people want small ones or small cats. Regardless, patience is key. Don't just adopt the first dog you see. Find the one that fits with your family. And the reality is while there are a lot of pit bull breeds in the shelters, if you have patience and you call around and you do your research, there's so many shelters that have all kinds of animals. 3, I think, whatever. Are we really counting? As mentioned before, you gotta take into consideration the history of that dog. Shelters do their very best to guess, but they don't always know, and that can be scary. That is why it's important to have those conversations about the different animals before adopting. 5, I keep saying it, I still don't know. People fear that adoptable pets have too many medical issues. While yes, some do, this isn't always the case, and even if you go to a breeder, they can still have just as many, if not more, medical issues. It all depends on the care that they receive and the vaccinations and the shots they get. And another thing that I see often in comments is you can't get purebreds from shelters. Again, not true. Our boxer was a full blood boxer, and we got her from Needy Paws Rescue. You can donate to them here. Also, check out deafdogsrock.com. It's an awesome website for our special needs dogs. Anyways, we're off on a tangent. You can get purebred dogs from shelters. A lot of times they find themselves there because they become too old. They can't work. They have to retire from shows. Guess where they end up? In shelters. You can get greyhounds from shelters. There's all kinds of shelters for all different kinds of dogs and animals. So anyways, that's my spiel. I just wanted to give you some things that I've come across and explain things that I think are important, and take this month to address some of these things I keep seeing in social media. So there you have it. It's National Pitbull Awareness Month, even though Scamp thinks it's National Scamp Month, and I love him. But anyways, that's all I got. Oh, one thing. Speaking of shelters, we've got 5 acres. Boop. We've got stray rescue. You can donate to all those down below. If you can't donate, like I said, donate your time, volunteer. I think they have Amazon lists too of all the things that they need. So check them out. Anyways, love you guys, and until the next one.